asking for, slightly more money and a 2-year deal, I'm not sure that's good business. I'm not sure it's good business to put him on. He's a high earner already. And I just don't think that putting him on more money or even the same money for 2 more years is smart business. Simply because I would argue Thomas Partey was our best midfielder last season, and you could argue he earned a new contract. But let's not forget the years where he's missed half a year.
There's only been 2 years he's been fit for the majority of the season.
There you go. So I listen. Anyone that knows me, the current squad, my favourite 3 players are Saka, Tomiyasu, and Partey. I love Partey. I love Partey.
No, I love Tomiyasu, but Tomiyasu's your top 3. Big up Tommy, but
I love Tomiyasu.
You're being edgy, man. Come on, man. There's no Lewis Skelly. There's no Gabriel Magalhaes or Saliba. You're being edgy there. Come on, that's it, Tomiyasu.
I
love Tomiyasu too. When's the last time you saw him play?
I like players like him. Do your job. Just do your Ras Clark job. Do your job. Tomiyasu has very rarely been a below a 7 out of 10. He's never going to be man of the match because he's a fullback. But he's never, ever the worst player on the pitch. He's consistent. And from fullbacks in particular, that's all I need, consistency.
Steady Eddie.
Yes, man. No, I think he's more than that. I think he's a good player. So he's in my top 3. So, but go back to Partey.
I don't know about top 3 though, but I rate Tommy heavy. He needs to stay fit this year.
No, you're talking about ability. I'm talking about ability.
Nah, but no, how can he be? I hear what you're saying, but top 3, really?
Yeah, top 3,
Tommy, really?
Comfortably.
Really?
Comfortably.
Jordan, really?
Does his job. I don't get wooed by stats and steps.
I'm not trying to pop him down, but there's Timber, there's Saliba, there's Gabriel Magalhaes, there's David Raya, there's Miles Skelly.
I love them, but them men aren't consistent. That's my point. They're not consistent. They're probably better than him, but they're not consistent. He's consistent.
All them names I said are consistent.
Apart from this last 18 months where he's been injured pretty much the entirety of it, Tomiyasu has never put in a performance below 7 out of 10. Never. Timber has.
You remember his mistake against City? Tomiyasu's.
Yes.
Timber's been quality, man. Post ACL as well.
But hang on, you mentioned that
mistake. With injury against Paris Saint-Germain.
But even that mistake aside, Deluded, he had a very good game. He had a very good game.
When has Timber been terrorized, though? I've seen Tommy terrorized.
I love Timber, but I've seen some poor games from Timber. I have. Not many. Not many, but I have. I can't name you 3 poor games from Tomiyasu.
Because we ain't seen him in years. He played 6 minutes last year.
I didn't say the last 18 months he's been out. But anyway, he's in my top 3, right? It's my top 3. You pick your own top 3, right? Mind your business.
That's some edgy BS, man.
But Partey's my top 3. I love Partey. So I don't say this.
I hear that.
Like him. I rate him highly. I think he's one of the most complete midfield. When he's at his best, there aren't many better players in Europe that do what he does, right? At his best. But as you just said, he has half his Arsenal career. He's been out injured, and if you want to gamble on a 31-year-old who's
turning 32
had an injury record, put him on more money for 2 more years, I would have been happy to see him stay. But under the terms that reportedly he wanted, I'm not pissed that he's going.
Is he wrong for wanting more P's though? I'm saying he is because apparently he's come out. I know footballers say this, but I'm happy in London. I love Arsenal. People say, "Oh well, if you love the club, go and do accept whatever they're going to give you." Equally, I don't
agree with that. I don't agree with that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Equally, I hear it. I might not agree with Partey get more money, but at the end of the day, your career is almost done. Go get your bread if the club rate you that much.
He should be pushing for as much money as he thinks he can get. I have no issue with him asking for more money, but the club are the ones that decide ultimately whether they're going to give it or not. And if decided, we don't think you're worth $250 a week for another 2 more years. And I don't think that's a bad decision. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not angry at that. I'm not angry at that one.
Do you think he could stay though? Because I don't want to draw too many conclusions, but he's still in Spain.
He's gone. He's gone.
So why is he with the man in Spain then?
I don't know. They want to rave in it. Let the man then rave in it. It's a holiday, Deluded. When the man can't link up.
To be fair, he's contracted for another week, I guess.
Yeah, man. Let the man link up. My little goodbye party. What? Come on, man. Let the man live.
Let me ask you about Norgaard then, because one thing I'll give the club, I personally would have preferred Zubimendi and Partey, or get someone in of equal quality to Partey. That's not going to happen. I like the fact that we pivoted quickly. We got Norgaard in. I don't think he's better than Thomas, but he is Premier League experienced. He is experienced, full stop. I think we're losing a lot there. What do you make of him, though?
Good player. Good player.
A calm squad player.
The thing is, he's not actually replacing Thomas Partey. This is what people are misunderstanding. He's not replacing Thomas Partey. He's replacing Jorginho. He's
Right.
Jorginho's replacement. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's replacing. So I think he's a good player, technically very, very good. He's a bit more combative and tenacious
Mobile
than
as
I
well.
think people think. Yeah, people think he's just a technical player that can, that can do the techie thing. He's not a pum pum. Man can put himself
Facts.
about and he can. You know what I mean? He's a good,
Clap
solid
Martinelli in
player.
the last game he played for Brentford against us.
Yeah,
Got to
man,
say
he's a
sorry for
good.
that.
It's a good squad. It's a good, smart squad signing. Now, I get the argument that says we don't need squad signings. We need man that can come into the 11. That's fair,
We
but
need
let's
both.
hope that they're doing that. But I think if you're losing Jorginho and Partey, I'm not upset that he's the one coming in. He's a good, solid signing. A bit like Jorginho, and I rated when we brought him in. I rated that signing at the time. A lot of people didn't rate it at the time. Jorginho was a good, solid Premier League proven
The best Chelsea player
professional.
we bought in a minute. Really.
Yeah, man, he's probably the only good one we bought.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
you know
Actually,
what I
yeah. I'm
mean?
trying to think. Yeah, yeah.
William, Czech, Sterling, Louise. These guys are clowns, man. So I think I'm not I'm okay with it. Done relatively quickly and early. Happy days. Let's move on. That's my
You
thing.
mentioned Chelsea. What are you saying for Kepa?
Again, and I never really rated Kepa. I never really
I'm
rated
scared. I'll
him.
be real.
I'm not scared because he's a number two.
Yeah, but I can just, do you know what? I said this and I don't wish injury on anyone, but it just, because I don't rate Kepa, I can see a reality at some point. Raya's having to sit down for a few weeks. Now I'm going to see Kepa in there. Now, fair enough, I might be judging Kepa off his previous reputation. He did do well last year at
He
Bournemouth.
did.
He
He
has
did.
been in those situations, like at Chelsea, where there was two keepers fighting, Madrid the same, and no doubt Arsenal. And he is 5 million with cut costs. Like, I know we didn't get the Barcelona Garcia, well, now Barcelona like Garcia, but the way I see getting in Norgaard, getting in the Mosquera guy, getting in Kepa, if you're cutting costs here so you can go heavy for left wing and up front and really get us the players we need, I'm cool with it. I'm not gonna cry, but I just don't rate Kepa. I'll support him.
I don't
I'm
think I
nervous
don't,
though.
I don't think you need to rate him. I think he's a Premier League proven goalkeeper for 5 mil. Unless Raya's out injured for
God
four
forbid.
months plus, it will be fine. We'll be fine.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I do hope so, man. I really do hope so. I got to ask you about this. I'm not asking you to give me some in-depth scout report on Mosquera, but we're getting a 20-year-old defender can play centre half as well as right back. I'm cool for it because, our defense needs other bodies. I think we've got false depth. I can't bet on Tomiyasu staying fit as much as I love him. I'm a big fan of Calafiori the same. Zini's probably gone. Tini's gone. Kivio, I want you to stay, but I'd understand if you said, yo, I want to get out of here. And we all know about Timber and White. We had to kind of bandage them up and kind of force them through games. So I'm cool with a 20-year-old kind of guy that we can work with. But where are you at with it?
Know nothing about him. I
Fair.
know nothing. I know nothing about him. The reports are positive, but I'd be a damn liar if I sat here deluded and told you this is what he's good at. That's what he can do. That's why it's good. I have no opinion on him at all, other than the reports seem to be positive. But I can't give you an opinion on him. So I know
I'm just
nothing
happy it's
about him.
defensive. It's a defensive body, really and truly. And I
Yeah,
think many people that don't know nothing about him could sit there and say, we need another defensive body. And I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it,
yeah,
really.
yeah. I mean, who are centre backs? Gabriel, Saliba, Ben
And
White
they
can play
both got
centre
injured.
back, Kivior and Timber. So you've got five centre backs there already. Fine. Bring in another one who's the actual centre back, and Calafiori. Sorry, so that's seven. You got seven. You got seven guys. I'm all right with it. If
God
it gets,
forbid you could force Rice there. I'm not on it though. I'm just, yeah, we could
yeah,
get away with it.
yeah, that's a big problem.
God
Yeah,
forbid though.
yeah. I think you've got plenty of cover. I don't think it's a necessary signing, but equally, I'm not annoyed by it.
I mean, it's not breaking the bank. Like, as long as we need to look after the depth. We need to bring in quality 11. One thing I would say, I'm not saying this guy's going to go on and be the greatest player in the world, but if it has been certain players that have really improved in our team, it has been the defensive unit. Ben White's stock's gone up. Fair enough,
Yes,
Timber was good already, but them
yes.
two, Gabriel and Saliba. So if he can follow that same trajectory in his own way, fair enough. And it's just about depth. If we've learned nothing more, we need quality to our 11, but we need depth and we need to do it all, man. So I'm
I
cool
think
with that.
I think as
Go on.
well. I'm not convinced about Timber and Calafiori's fitness. I have concerns about their fitness. I think they could
That's
be a
harsh on
decent.
Timber, though.
What? No, he played most of last season, but he played juiced up, bruv. he played. They had to really bandage him up every single game. You never noticed how many games on the 70th minute he came off.
Yeah, because that man's playing way too much football post ACL, and he's doing it for the cause. That's why I said I feel sorry for the players, because I think
It's,
the players have been ran into the ground to a degree by
the,
the
the,
club.
the, the ACL was over a year ago now. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You
but
should
you
be able
know
to,
the recovery, bro.
bro, you should be able to play 90 minutes consistently
He
after a
did.
year. No,
And
he
he probably had
didn't.
to play too much because White had to have his injuries. Another one that they killed White. We killed our right hand side last season.
Then
Killed it.
possibly. I'm just making the point that I don't think he's anywhere near fitness, and he may not get there. So in that case, if I'm right, you need more body. So this Mascara guy, that's why he could be a smart body to bring in who's young, future proofing. I hear people saying for Saliba leaving. It's smart business. It's smart business.
I mean, if we could get Tomiyasu fit, like there was so many times last season, I
No,
was
he's
like,
done. He's done. He's done. He's got to go.
he's got one more year from me. He's got one more year because there was so many
Nah,
times I was like,
he's
Tommy would be great to bring
nah,
on.
nah, nah,
He's
nah,
got
nah.
one more year.
You heard me gassing him earlier on, but he's got to go. He's got to go. You can't miss the whole season, bro. Come on.
6 minutes
Nah.
of Premier League football is dark, man. He's got to
Yeah.
say, look, someone even in the comments say, get Tommy out. I can't lie, I'm giving him one more year. That's because I got a bias towards him. I think
I
there's
love him.
something he can give us.
There's nobody more biased towards Tomiyasu than me, and I'm saying it's time to move him on. Move him on.
I mean, no one's gonna buy him though right now.
Well, yeah, it's the
Would
problem,
you
isn't
buy a
it?
TV that's got a broken screen? Like,
I did once. I did once. I was
I don't
pissed.
even know. I don't even want to know the story behind that.
You
Like,
don't. You don't. Trust me. You don't.
I mean,
Some
we've been
stuff
linked
here.
with Eze. Apparently, we're ready to take on Spurs. Do you believe in Eze? We've also been linked with Rodrigo. Like, would you rather go for Eze or Rodrigo? Do
So
you think
this is
either's
interesting
realistic?
as well. I love Eze, and I've always, for 3 or 4 years now, been like, why are we getting him? There's been no obvious position, I think, in Arteta set out to play him. I think there is now. Um, I think technically he's good. My own reservation about Eze before this year was it's well and good him doing well at Crystal Palace, but do we think he's got the minerals to step up and mentally deliver at a team like Arsenal? And I had big question marks about him in that regard.
Why?
I think he could, because I think it's one thing when you're the big fish in a small pond. That doesn't always translate to being a big fish when you're at Arsenal. The
Fair
expectations
point.
are higher, the scrutiny is higher, and that impacts games. So I've often wondered that, but I think he could make the step up. I think he's a brilliant player. I think he can play in a 10. He can also play left wide. I'd personally play him in the 10 in the hole. Um, I think he's brilliant there. So I'd be going all out to try and get him if he's gets the ball. And this doesn't count for much in terms of output football wise, but I follow him quite heavily on social media, and I like him. One of the things I
I mean,
like
he's a
about
nice
Arsenal
guy,
players
man. Even
is,
what he did with verses.
yeah, one of the things I like about Arsenal, and a lot of people think this is probably a negative thing. We've got too many nice players, but I like the players. I like Saka. I like Rice. I like Gabriel. I like Saliba. I like Tomiyasu. I like Timber. Do you know what I mean? Martinelli. I don't rate the guy like you lot rate him, but I like him. Do you know what I mean? I like the players. And there was a time, what, 5, 6 years ago, I looked at our squad, Deluded. I didn't like our players. I didn't like our players. Forget whether I rate them or not. I just didn't like them. Whereas this, we've
Why?
got.
For those that don't know
Um,
what you're referring to.
I don't think that they cared. I don't think they gave 100%. I don't think, I mean, talent wasn't there for many of them from a starting point. I just didn't resonate with any of these players. They didn't say anything that made me interested in them. Whereas this current group of players, they seem to have an energy
Me chatting to them.
and a charisma that I just like. I gravitate towards, and I think Eze fits that mold as well. Now, the counter is we don't want this is not being Turkish. Chat this all the time, and he says it's not a crash, right? It's not a youth club, right? And he's right. He's
He
right.
is right, to be
Yeah,
fair.
he's right. Sometimes you need some bastards to kind of get stuff done. I hear that.
Which
I hear
Norgaard
that.
is as well, to be fair.
Say again.
Going back to him.
Say
Hmm?
again.
I said which Norgaard is as well, to be fair. Going back to him, he's a bit of a bastard as well. Like
Well, but yeah,
he's
and
someone
you
that's a
need a
see
couple of
next
those.
Tuesday.
You need a couple of those guys. I don't disagree with that, but when I'm watching my football team, I need to not only enjoy the football I'm playing, but I want to like the guys that put on my football shirt. You know what I mean? That means
Mm.
something. They might not translate into trophies, but I'm a supporter of Arsenal Football Club and everyone that works the club. So I need to like you as well. And Eze is in that group. Rodrigo, hype.
You know,
It's a
got
hype.
no optimism of that happening.
A, it's not gonna happen. But B, I don't even rate him like you don't rate him either.
Oh, come on,
I
Jordan, man.
don't. I think he's a brilliant player. I think he's a really good player. But you guys have put him in this kind of like dream superstar signing bracket. I'm like, what?
Now, one thing I disagree is
Rodrigo.
people are saying it's like Alexis Sanchez. I don't think he's of
Oh,
that level. But Alexis was different gravy for Barcelona, which was evident, let alone
and
Arsenal.
even
But
he wasn't a superstar. He wasn't a
yeah,
superstar. You know,
Partey
this
was,
I
but
you,
yeah, over
you
them
guys
two.
have you guys have put Rodrigo into this bracket of if we could sign any dream player, any dream guy, Rodrigo. What the fuck are you talking about? He's not even. What are we doing here? Rodrigo, good player, and if we signed him, I'd be happy. I'm not saying I don't want him, but you guys have deified this guy to be some like brilliant player, and I'm like,
Ah, you're
ah,
popping him down a bit, man.
he's a good player, but I don't know if he's this. He's just if he didn't play for Madrid or was Brazilian, would you guys still want him?
I would. Well, the fact that he's
Liar,
Brazilian, yeah.
tell.
I just want
Listen,
us to spend peas. I'm on that.
he's getting Madrid. He's getting that Madrid tax and Brazilian tax. He's a good player. I'm not saying that he's a good player and he will score goals for us, but I just don't think he's the guy. I don't know. I'm not. I'm
So you don't
not.
think he's a transformative signing? Like, for argument's sake,
No
if he walked in,
way.
he's not gonna.
No way.
Oh, come on.
Transformative.
He
The
could
man is
transform.
smoking
I
wood.
can't lie. He's cold. The numbers are dead, but I rate him. Like the left wing, the 10. He's the guy
Mm.
now. Him and Saka, bro. He would cause many a crime scene for oppositions, in
He
my
would.
opinion.
No, I have no doubt. I have no doubt. I'll put him in the kind of Gabriel Jesus bracket. He'll score some nice goals. He will ball out at Arsenal. But ultimately, you use the word they're transformative. Nah, B. Nah.
I mean, the
Nah,
ball's on the
B.
floor on the left hand side, anyways. So he would transfer it by default, surely. I don't
Do
think
you
we're
know who I
getting him though. It's
want?
too much finances.
Do you know who I want? Deluded?
Who?
The guy that I love, I rate highly, who I would, I don't have been even linked with him, but the guy that I've rated for a couple of years, intelligent winger, beats his man, decent delivery. I think he can make a step up. I love Matoma. I love Matoma. I love Matoma,
I
Deluded. I'm
think he's
telling you.
cold, but what? You're having
Huh?
Matoma over Rodrigo?
But for me, it's not about who the better player is. It's about who I think will do better at Arsenal. That's what's more
You
important.
think Matoma would do better than Rodrigo?
I do think he would. I think he would.
To
I
be
think
fair,
he would.
Matoma's decent, man. He did
I
that. He's
think he
actually a
would.
good player.
I think he's a brilliant player. He didn't have a great. The first half of last season, he wasn't great. It wasn't great last year, to be honest. Matoma he's an old school winger for me. Beats his man, gets the ball across. He's got a goal in him. It's
Arteta don't even want that on the left hand side though. Like when do
well,
you see our left hand side take him out on and doing all those things though, man?
well,
He's intelligent though. He is
he's a
and
very
it would be. Do you
intelligent.
know what? It'd be romantic with Matoma because he's Japanese and Vanguard, the old Japanese link there. It
No,
would
it's
be
not even that.
romantic.
It's not even that. It's just I just think he's a really good underrated winger. I think he should be a top club. I think he's got levels above Brighton. That's just my view. Again, I want to be clear because people in your chat are going to be doing the mad thing. I'm not saying I don't want Rodrigo. I'm not saying I don't rate Rodrigo. I'm saying he's overrated. He's
No, I hear
overrated.
that. Where do you stand on Raphael as well? While we're
Oh,
here,
don't start me on him. Oh man,
I think he's
them
too.
man,
Me, I think he's too hot and
them
cold.
man that
I'm
should be in
having him at
ball.
Arsenal, but I think he's too hot and cold.
Them
Shiny
man,
new toy.
exactly. Them man there should be in the Ballers League. Them man there with the ball left feet can make magic. They can make magic. Them man there on a highlight reel can make good. How many games have you watched of Leao play for Portugal or Milan and thought, yeah, how many roughly?
There's not. It's a handful. Probably for Portugal because you said it. The other day, whoever they played in the Nations League, I think he had a cameo off the bench. That's about it. Couple every now and again for AC Milan.
Whenever I
If he
see
could
him,
get that consistency, cool. But it's too hot and cold and mixed bag for me. I think we
whenever I
need to
see
stay
him,
clear from that.
you said it. Whenever I see him, he's always he has a couple moments and then he flies to deceive. No man, and a lot of people chat about Leao and Rodrigo. You know what it is to do here? I'm not impressed by a step over. I'm not impressed by a step over.
I hear it, but I miss
I
it at
don't
the
get.
Emirates now, man.
Huh?
I hear you, but I miss them at the Emirates now. Like I need
I
to
don't, I,
see it
don't,
again.
I don't get gassed by a man that can do a flick and this is you know what it is. And I'm not putting him in the same bracket, but I've been saying for 3 years, Deluded. 3 years, Garnacho ain't it. He's not it. He's not it. Because them man there can do a flick, score a worldie every 15 games, and everyone's like, oh, he's a player.
There's
Man,
something
they're
there.
dead food. And I'm not saying that Liao is dead food. He's not dead food. I'm just saying people get so excited and so their opinion gets so warped by a couple of games where he scored in the top corner. He scored some banging goals, but over 38 games, Liao ain't it. Liao's
For the
not it,
money
man.
as well. I wouldn't cry if
Yeah,
we got Liao, but
nah,
I think fans would be in for a shock, really. And to a
I would, ta-
degree, I do
I,
agree what you're saying with
I
Rodrigo
would,
as well in that
I
regard.
would take Rodrigo. I would have Rodrigo. I wouldn't sign Liao. No way. No way.
If
No
Berta
way.
wants it, I want it. But Liao, I'd rather, to be honest, I don't know who, but I'd rather leave the Liao thing and then just go find some developmental kind of winger. Just make sure we've got the bad boy striker and all the other areas are addressed.
Yeah.
It's going to cost a lot. How do you feel about the striker market and left wing market as well? Because I just feel
Yeah.
there's not really anything really, if I'm honest. The left wing market's probably worse.
Yeah, I agree. It is. It is. You're looking at people like Lookman. I don't think
I'd
Lookman's a
have him.
bad player. Um, striker market. I mean, I don't think we've tested the waters enough with Isak, but let's park that for a second.
Nah, you got to let that go now, man.
I think I might
Gotta
have
let it
to.
go.
I think I might have to, brother. I
I'd love him to go.
I would go for Isak. Sorry, Isak, not Isak. Oshiman. Oshiman's
You
the
know
gun
when
man.
them man end up in London though, man, they cash out, man. It's over. Over, man. We saw it with Partey. It's over. It's over. Like, it's done.
Yeah, but you could be right. You could be right, but I just see a gunman. I just
He
see a
is a
straight.
gunman,
Put the ball.
100%.
Put the ball in the box. I'm putting it in the bottom corner. Do you know what I mean?
But you're gonna turn up to training on time, or you're gonna be in West End Park
Well,
Lane doing the
yeah.
mad thing? I don't know.
Let's not do the black stereotype deluded thing. Come on, let's
No,
do
no, no.
what
There's
we.
not. It's just him. I can tell a lifestyle man when there's a lifestyle man. And we got good youths like Saka and Miles Lewis Skelly. Them man are just going home. Osimhen will tell them to go out. It's like Aubameyang. We know Aubameyang must have been on the
No,
lifestyle thing.
it's not a great, market. But let me. I want Osman was the guy I'll be going for. But yeah, I mean, I know that we're gonna get Gyökeres and or Shesko. I'm taking Watkins before both of them, man. Serious,
Jordan.
serious.
Hey,
I'm
Jordan, stop the edgy
serious.
takes, man.
No,
Come
I'm
on,
serious.
bro. I rate
I'm taking
Watkins, but come on.
I'm taking Watkins before both of Shesko, and I'm not excited by Cisco or Gyökeres at all. None of them.
But you're
I
excited
felt
about Ollie
that way for
Watkins.
months.
He's Premier League proven, to be fair, but Watkins.
I just think if Watkins could score 15 to 20 goals for Villa, well, why can't he get 20 goals for Arsenal?
Yeah, but look at the goals Gyökeres is bagging in Portugal, and the club have been chasing Sesko for time. I want
18
Gyökeres,
goals,
really, if I'm honest.
18 goals for Gyökeres. Sorry, 18 goals for Watkins in the Prem converts to a better currency than 59 goals in Portugal. I'm sorry.
I hear what you're saying about the exchange rate. It's like Jamaican dollars to pounds in that regard. I'm not gonna lie. It's true.
There you
It is
go.
true. But
There you
surely the
go.
goals are too hard to ignore, man. And he did it in the championship.
I'm not saying he's not a bad man. He's a bad man. I just don't. I think he's one dimensional. Um, I think once you kind of get past the kind of power and the bluster and the strength, I don't know if that works long term in the Premier League. I think you might start to see. This is what will happen if we sign Gyökeres. First 10 games, we'll get 7 goals. Yeah, and then he'll get found out because you can't out muscle this league. you can't. You can't out
Costa did it
muscle
though.
who?
I know times changed, but Diego Costa used to do that.
I think Costa was a better finisher than Gyökeres is. So when it else failed, when the ball bounced in the box, Costa was putting it in the bottom corner.
True, he's gonna pop up with the goods.
Yeah, and I
hear
don't know
that.
if he might be one of the exceptions to the rule. I don't know if the league did deal with Costa's physicality. Do you know what I mean? But I think generally, you come with that big frame and that big stuff. Defenders work that out. This league is too smart. They'll match your strength eventually. They'll match your all that stuff. I just think it's very one dimensional.
Do you think we need 2 strikers?
Yes, but the problem we've got is we're not going to get to because of Gabriel Jesus, and we can't get rid of him because he's injured. But him being on 250 a week and injured means that
Dark.
we can't afford to put another strike. We can't afford 2 strikers. Is that injury has messed us up. It's messed us up.
And actually Kai Havertz. I don't want to get Kai Havertz involved, but like you
Well, at
play up
least
front,
Havertz
you play
plays though.
midfield.
No, but at least
Hmm?
he plays.
Yeah,
Do you
but
know what I
it's like
mean?
turning up to work all the. It's like turning up to work all the time and not doing your job. And I don't necessarily believe that with Havertz. I actually feel when you look at the goals, he has scored a lot more than everyone bar Saka, which is testament to him probably damning on the club. I'd love two forwards. I'd actually love Gyökeres and Sesko because you got your young kind of one. You got your guy right now if that's what they want to do. Or like you said, like a Ollie Watkins and then a Sesko. I could maneuver with that. I don't think you'd see Watkins and Gyökeres. So yeah, Watkins and Gyökeres because that's a
No.
27 and a 29-year-olds. You know how our club operate with resale value in that. But I hear that though. I do hear that because Watkins is experienced. Actually, Watkins can play out wide, and he'd probably die for the move. I just feel with fans, and not that the fans' opinions matter, of course, but I just feel with this pursuit of Gyökeres and the Sesko thing, if you rock up with Ollie Watkins, fans are gonna say, you know how us fans are. They're gonna be underwhelmed. It wouldn't be the first or the last though.
Forget the fans that we did, man. The fans weren't having Ramsdale. Then they weren't having Raya. Then they were like 50 mil on Ben White. Mad. The fans chat shit with all due
Yeah,
respect.
yeah,
So
yeah. You're not
you
lying.
do you
Odegaard
do
had a
what you
tough
gotta
time as
do.
well.
But you know what I think our biggest, I gotta go in a second, but our biggest issue,
Minor
Deluded, I don't even think it's about personnel. I think it's a bigger thing. I have
tactics.
genuine question marks about that, but also mentality. I'm not convinced that we have a club. This is on Arteta, but I think goes beyond him. I have doubts about the club and whether, as a club, we have the mentality to really get this done. I think even if you drop in Rodrigo and Isak into our 11, I still have genuine concerns about whether this club, when it really gets to it, people talk about personnel. I think the bigger issue is pressure. I have
I don't
genuine
think you can
concerns
cope. I
about.
think we got better though. I like because I look at the PSG game. I think it's come down that you are right. That plays a part. I am starting to think it's a mixture of that, but also quality now. Like I think we're trying to reinvent the wheel. Like the first 20 minutes against PSG, decent striker. We might score a goal or two, and it changes things. I do agree with what you're kind of alluding to. In general, it does feel like we've got that comfortability as a club, and we never quite get over the line. I think we need a couple more nasty men, if I'm honest with you. I think we'd like to win. I don't think we're dying to win. I can criticize Arteta. I think he's dying to win. It's more how you're going about things and the
Mm.
players. But generally, those above, as you kind of alluded to it, once we get Champions League, we're kind of cool. I hope Berta can do a madness, but even that, it's all techie, bro.
It is. It is. It is. I just think that Arteta's got to change his tactics, bring in some better quality, but it'll also instill enough. He's got to instill a mentality of, we have to shift how we think about winning this league. We've got to double down, man, and every game matters. Every game matters. Do you know what I mean? And I think he's got to get to a point where the club believe and the players believe. No, no, no. I don't care who Liverpool have got. I don't care who Man City have got.
By hook
Every
or by
game's
crook.
3 points. Yeah, we're gonna win this game. We're not losing this game. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna keep going. And I don't doubt they're trying. I don't doubt they want to do this. I just have questions about when the pressure's really on, when it really matters. I'm not convinced this club really has it.
I hope we can prove you wrong, man, and myself and everyone, because
Of
it is
course.
tough to hear fellow fans speak like that. But I would love to call you a liar, Jordan, but I don't think you're lying there. And the gloves are off. We're going to have to see. There's going to be many twists and turns in the season. We need to get past the transfer window. People, though, smash the like button. Jordan's been a great guest. I know he's got to go on and do his job. So
Love having me,
appreciative
bro.
for you
Love for
tuning
having
in.
me, man. Love for having me.
Plug your stuff, man. Where can people find you?
Yeah, man. I'm on Instagram.